So, today is Sunday, the 23rd. Um, the other day I recorded myself, I think it was like 6 minutes. I just broke down crying. These last 2 weeks has been really rough. Someone I trust dearly, um, even though I wanted to break up numerous times, something wasn't right, but he would always talk to me, and then he got my niece involved, and then his mom involved, and would just make it seem like I was crazy, and he would be the one pursuing like why I should stay together with him. And come to find out, from my knowledge, he 5 of the girls I talked to all said they had some type of relationship with him. And one, like, while I guess I was up there because he was always like, when I first met him, he pursued me, took me out to these nice places. Come to find out, he's very narcissistic, so that's why. But you can ask my family, like, he always went all out. It always had to be about him, and oh, who did this? Leonard did. Um, so after everything and reading up on somebody who's narcissistic, because even after like I had told him and found out like about everything, it's like he switched off his feelings so fast. Like, I almost didn't spend 2 years. You didn't tell me. Like, I ended up losing my place staying at his brother's house. You act like he wasn't discussing future plans with me, and I was up there. I guess he was feeling like he could get something else from the other females. He would tell me that the reason why he stepped out was because I nagged, and the stuff I was nagging over was the stuff he was giving to other females. I would nag about him. He wouldn't tell me I'm beautiful. Um, he always had an excuse. Like, when we were together, when I did get lucky and see him, it was cool when we went out. He would always go out, pay for dinner, buy me things. But just it was always an excuse. When I had my place, I can count on my hands like how many times he came over on his own. And that was another thing I nagged about. Him coming over on his own. He would never do that. And one of the girls that I had talked to, and she turns out to be pregnant, that's what she says, um, he was sleeping around with the other females, but like he was in a relationship with both of us. But I guess I was up there because he was always spending money on me, going all out on me. And with her, I guess he was just seeing her, like going to her house. But yeah, the final straw for me, like the first 3 days, I was just in shock and like, well, maybe I can work it out. Listen to his mom. Um, his mom and brother and whole family was lying for him. And even when I told him, it's like he switched, like completely, like he didn't know me. We just wasn't talking about while being at your brother's house, saving up for a place. It was just crazy how somebody can literally switch up like that, and that's a narcissistic person. I don't know how to say it. Narcissistic. But yeah, these last 2 weeks have been troublesome, but today was a better good day. I don't want to give him any more power. I understand crying. Um, that's something that you do to heal, which has been helping me. But then it's not my fault. It's not my fault that he chose to keep leading me on, stringing me along, acting like he wanted to build this whole entire life with me, but it was just one big fat fucking lie. Like, one big old lie. But I'm glad that I found out before this year's over. I'm glad that I found out the way I did. His dumbass always said, like, I have this gut intuition. I think every woman has it. And I never had this with him the whole time, the whole relationship. But I started having it, and I'm like, this is weird. I shouldn't be having this. But when he said he's going home, he's going home. Come to find out, one of the girls, he sat up there and we were arguing. We had like a minor disagreement, but I'm like, that shouldn't even be the cause of why I had a minor disagreement. Didn't talk for like 4 days. We text, but that was about it. I don't know why I didn't call him for some reason. But during those 4 days, one of the females come to find out, he picked her up after he got off work. Picked her up, brought her to the house. Even the mom and brother played dumb as fucking rocks, act like they didn't know and she's describing like the home. And then even when I ended up talking to the mom, she's like, well, put her on the phone, get her on the phone. She was in my house and they were fucking. First of all, tell your son to get the number. Don't be coming at me telling him to get the number. Like, tell your son. And she would not believe, like, then she tried to blame his epilepsy seizure shit for the reason why why her son's not stepping out. No, 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 no. That's not how this goes. All of y'all are dirty. Like they sat up here. I met the whole family would come over. My niece and great niece in the beginning relationship. We would have these one. He would pick us all up, take us all out. He always helped me in my time of need when he could, but it was just like, I don't know what his motive was for. I don't know what his motive. Like, usually when people get like dogged out, you can see signs like, well, he really wasn't there for you. The sign I start seeing is, and this is why I want to break up so many times, because I'm like, it just feels like a friendship. Like, you do all this nice stuff, but sexual wise, there's no chemistry. Always bugging him about sex. And then I asked him, I'm like, do you want an open relationship? No, I'm a one woman guy. Well, after finding out you fucked 5 and I don't know how many more women, you weren't a one woman guy. Like, you wanted to have your cake and eat it too, and that's fucking unfair. But I learned a lot. No, it wasn't about my weight. It wasn't about how I looked. I know I'm good looking. My weight I'm working on it. But when he said that, I believe it. He has issues out of this fucking world. And he is never going to be fucking happy. He is never going to be happy because like I said, he just switched. Like, he didn't know me. Every time I brought up to him, he would run to his mom, and because he stayed with his auntie, who he called his mom, and uncle. And every time I gave him some information and showed him like messages, I remember when I showed him a message about him having full blown telling he missed a girl going. And the thing is, we both stayed in the same city, so the simple fact, like, I'm trying to keep it like short. It's so much information, but I'm just like, I'm trying to heal from it. But I learned a lot. I'm not happy I went through this because it's almost 2 years that this person was dragging me on and pretending like he wanted to live this life. His family, dirty as shit, lying. His mom said, yeah, tried to blame it on his seizures and she be worried about him. No, you cannot blame that shit. Your son was dirty. Your son fucked in your house. And she still didn't want to believe it. She still didn't want to believe it. Just an excuse. Just an excuse. Like, your son is low down, dirty. His karma is gonna come. His karma is gonna come. For him to be fucking on how many, and I'm like, dude, and he just automatically switched on me. Like, it wasn't the same person that I met. And it was like, it was crazy. And it just a few days before I found all this out, I wanted to like have a break. He would never let me have a break. I had talked, we had got my niece on the phone, and she will always be telling me, oh, well, no, he's a good dude. He does this for you. He does that. Why would you want to break up with that? He loves you. And then he'll always try to throw, well, you see, she's saying the same thing I said, so you just tripping, just chill. It's like he would pursue. That's why I'm confused about, because he would pursue me and pursue, like, to make the relationship work. But lo and behold, you sitting up here having hella other relationships. That sounds like you're a psychopath. Like, who does that? I even asked, I'm like, dude, if you don't want to have sex with me, fine, let somebody else do it. No, I'm a one woman guy. All right, one woman guy. Like, oh my gosh, it's just 2 years to be strung along. This is crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know. This is like the type of shit that you see in fucking movies. But to sum it all up, yeah, his karma is gonna come. And then his family is psycho. I was staying at his brother's house. His brother telling me I can still be there. No. His mom saying, this is like a few days before Thanksgiving this happened. Oh, well, you're more than welcome to come Thanksgiving. What? Your son cheated on me, got somebody else pregnant, and you still want me to show up to your house like everything is fine and dandy? No, I'm probably gonna slash his tires. I'm probably gonna fuck him up. Like, no. Like, what the fuck? You're setting me up for failure. Like, no. What the fuck? But yeah, I just wanted to share this. As time goes and I heal, I'm going to start blogging. And yeah, as time goes and heal, I'll share more details. Because yeah, come to find out, this person is very narcissistic. Even going back thinking about like birthday parties he helped out with, he had to like go all, he didn't even have to go all out. He just made it seem like to my family he was like the most perfect guy. He wanted to marry me. We talked about kids, all this shit, and it's like, for what? What was your what was your motive? And even when like I damn near cussed when I found out that he got this girl pregnant, and then she was like lightweight trying to come sister wives with me, and I'm like, at the end of, thank you for giving the information, because with all the females, I was lucky. With all the females, they respect. I came to them respectful. It's not their fault that, because how when the messages I seen, how he was talking, like he didn't have. I could see if he was like, oh well, I have a girlfriend, she getting on my nerves. I just want to take some steam off. No, nothing. He's talking like he's single to all of them, and it was a lot. But the 5 that I talked to, 2 of them was like good friends, that they been knew him. But one of them, she went through the same thing. When he had a son, he ended up having a son with like a high school sweetheart. And then they were going out and he didn't tell her. She didn't find out until after he had the kid. And then she was like, well, why weren't you just honest with me? And he was like, well, why didn't you ask me? What the fuck? How I'm supposed to know that my dude that I'm with is loyal to me, stepped out and had a baby? What the what the fuck? And then even when I told him about the information from the chick, and he's like, oh well, she always saying she pregnant, she always saying she got heart problems, she always saying something wrong with her. I'm like, so for you to know that information, then y'all do have a relationship. Why no? Like, why lie? Why string me along? Like, you've been having your cake and eating it too, but you want to be miserable, sitting at your brother's house, being alone, crying, fussing, like, I just want to see you, I just want you to be, I get off late work, and the 2 times I was there a month and a half, he came 2 times, was tired, act like he didn't want to be bothered. It was just like ugly, and I told him, no, you don't have to come anymore, and that was a big old argument. It's like, I don't know what makes people do the shit that they do, but they have to stop doing it. Like, you have to stop hurting people. Like, the first 2, this is the only day I was like, I had a clear day. It was so pretty today. I wrote in my journal, I listened to some jazz music, I looked at the clouds. I was just at peace. Even though I have other shit going on, I was finally at peace. I had went to my storage and saw pictures, and I ripped those pictures up, because I'm like, and I was happy doing it, not just for the moment, but I was happy ripping the fuck out of those pictures, like getting rid. I wanted to go to a hypnotist, but it's like, through time, that's all it's gonna do. Time to heal my heart. But I hope one day it may not ever register to him. Like, he just be like, you know what, fuck it. He may have just switched off that quick and moved on with and kept going on with other people, and that's fucked up, but that's who he is. He has to lay down at the end of the day with himself. He can try to put on this facade and fucking act like he don't give a flying shit, but I know somehow every human being has guilt one way or the other. So let his guilt eat him up. But I'm going to keep living. I just don't want to give him no more power. Like, no more power whatsoever. And today was the day I stopped giving him power. Today was the day I learned that I'm so much more than this asshole who took, like, when I had talked to his mom and I was yelling and crying, I'm like, and she's sitting up here telling me it's going to be okay. She's like, if you carry this on to the next, I'm like, first of all, this is too early for you to say this. But she was like, if you still gonna be mad, if you're not gonna get over it, you're gonna carry it into the next relationship. No, that's giving him power. I'm not giving him no motherfucking power. My king, or if it's meant for me to find somebody out there, then it's meant for me to find somebody out there. If not, I'm happy being on my own. Being on my own. I was happy before I met him. I would be happy now. Like, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. It's just a fucked up situation. It is literally fucked up people in the world who think they can just do whatever the fuck they want to do. But guess what? Karma's gonna get your ass. So I just want to say I'm gonna be blogging. The ups, the downs, all the real shit. That's gonna be my blog, my videos. Whoever watches them, I hope this helps you. So yeah, and my name is Jen. I'm going through some other shit, which I will make a video on tomorrow. But yeah, that was just a little snippet of what I've been dealing with for the past 2 weeks. It's hurtful, but I'm strong. I'm still living, still breathing. I'm gonna get over it. I'm not giving this man any more power. So that's all I want to say. Thank you for listening. If you did 16 something minutes, seconds. So thank you.